Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Aston Williams coming to you again with another amazing episode of the Melanated Traveler. I got an amazing guests, right, with an S in the building. But before we get into that, I just want to share and give a shout out to the sponsor of this episode. So, have you ever imagined, people that you see living that nomad life, or you wanted to look for remote work, or the day and age right now where pretty much what you're doing now, what I'm doing now, right, is talking English, right? So, Ninja Teacher is a program where you can actually take that program in Vietnam, or you can actually take that program online and get paid between 1,400 to 1,800 plus dollars, to go ahead on and teach English, something that you already do anyway, right? It gives you the opportunity to teach in Asian countries such as Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, all these amazing countries. So if you're interested, the information is going to be down here in the show notes. Y'all make sure that y'all go check that out. So shout out to Ninja Teacher. So without further ado, I just want to give, we talked offline in the studio, and I truly enjoy this couple, their content, their authenticity, just the way they go about their storytelling, and how they approach travel just in general. And I have Miss Christina and Sean here. I just want to give a shout out to them first and let them know that I'm fans. I'm fans before they even got on the show. But just to give you a little background of the guests before we get started, new NYC based couple. And in my opinion, they create what I would call a honest story driven travel and lifestyle content. They don't try to put themselves in a bubble, right? And if you look at their content, we're gonna dive deeper into that. They may be taking a cooking class in Guatemala, or they may be four wheeling somewhere in Mexico, mud riding. That's what I love about them, because they're so diverse in their experiences. So they both work full time, but they definitely make travel a priority. I strongly believe that traveling captures very meaningful experiences, that you're able to understand that travel changes you in so many different ways, and you'll see that as you dive into their content. They share spontaneous moments. They whether that's food, whether that's diving into the local cultures, whether that's unique stays. We're gonna talk about these hostels because I told y'all offline that I'm going to Europe, and I looked at hostels and I was like, I don't know. I didn't watch too many, and I love horror movies, but I didn't watch too many of them. But we're gonna talk about the hostel game, because y'all have a unique way of, rather that be accommodations or rather that be experiences, that I truly love about y'all. And I strongly believe that, and I'll let them share that as well. Just being authentic with their audience, allowing the viewer to be able to be immense in their experience and what they're doing through their storytelling, whether that be reels, whether that be posts, whether that be y'all blog. And I want to talk about that more in detail as well through that platform, roaming the world with you. And they just share what it's like to travel as a couple. And we're gonna get into the real deal of it, right? Because a lot of people, social media only shares the bright side of things, right?
Yeah.
And couples is highs and lows. We're gonna talk about that as well. But not only do they share their experiences, they share it through humor, they share it through the curiosity of a particular culture that they're in, and they share it with love. They share it with their heart. So without further ado, I want to welcome Christina and Sean to the Melanated Traveler. Welcome to the
Thank,
platform.
thank you. Hi, y'all.
Hope I gave y'all a good intro and give y'all flowers, because I truly love everything that y'all doing, everything that y'all.
You you definitely did. I feel so appreciated. Like I felt a lot. I feel that
Yeah,
deep in
yeah,
my heart and soul.
yeah. My ego is boosted right now. I'm definitely gonna be. I'm definitely gonna be confident now. we
Yeah,
we just
it's-
we're just in it. We're working. To get these videos out, and sometimes it's like, oh man, are people understanding what we're going through? Are people understand what we're trying to do? And you saying what you just said makes us feel like, yeah, it's hitting. It's hitting.
timing is everything, and y'all deserve to have the spotlight. Y'all deserve to have some light shined on y'all, and we just gonna dive straight into it, because
Yeah.
I know the viewers and the watchers, and the viewers and the listeners are gonna be interested in this. And for those that have not listened to the show, y'all know I like to dive into mindset, especially with the first question. When it comes to travel, because just looking at some of y'all experiences, it's just so diverse. And what sparked the travel bug for y'all, the exploration bug to just get out there and want to explore, whether it be domestic or international?
Yeah. You want me to go first? Okay. So before we met, I was traveling. I didn't travel, when I was younger, but I met a friend who was going to Argentina. She was traveling through South America, and then she was like, "Oh, you want to meet me in Argentina?" And that's what sparked my initial travel bug, like going someplace further that I've never been far, and like meeting her and just going around Argentina. But do you want to talk about your individual, or should I go into couple?
I mean, my individual was really just exploring Europe with my mom after I graduated high school. And I always thought that it was cool to travel, but too expensive. So I was like kind of scared and very nervous. And
Mm-hmm.
I was really trying to get my work grind on. So right there it leads into
Yeah.
our relationship.
Yeah. So funny story. So we met online on a dating app, and we went on a first date. And then I left for 2 weeks. I went to Colombia, and then I went to no, I went to England and France, and then I came back and I went to Colombia. Like I literally just exchanged suitcases and left for like 2 weeks. So he thought he was never gonna see me again, um, because I was
Well,
I left and I was traveling.
we're
Shout
still
out to
talking,
Colombia.
but
That's
yeah.
my Everybody know that's my favorite country, man. That's where I'm
Which
looking.
one?
Colombia. That's my
Well,
favorite.
he hasn't been yet, so I do have to
Yeah.
take him there. And so that's how our relationship started. Like I was already traveling, and then we would travel occasionally. But when we got married, we decided to travel even more intentionally and to start roaming because we're very different. We're very two completely different individuals. Like, I'm into one traveling and like hard, like Criminal Minds and like food and things like that. And Sean's into
Anime and like just like nerdy stuff in general, comic books, you know, all sorts of things like that. But I'm pretty open
yeah,
to new experiences in general. So
yeah,
I was like, okay, I'll travel.
yeah. So that's what roaming. It's what we're doing together as a couple. It's our couple hobby, our couple activity. And he's the editor on our
Yeah.
team, and I'm the planner. So it also works out that he has those skills that I don't, and I like to plan and take control. And he doesn't care what we're doing. Like he's the definition of what days do I need to take off work, what do I need to pack, and like sure, whatever. I don't even know where we're going.
Yeah. I show up and I perform, you know? That's that's what I bring to the table. And then I cut the thing together. That's
Yeah.
that's my thing. But she's great at planning, so she
Mm-hmm.
makes it easy.
Gotcha. We gonna keep it couple related. So like,
Okay.
how was that first trip? Mapping that out.
What was our
That
first
that
trip?
first that first trip.
Oh, it was a cruise. We went on a
Oh
cruise
yeah,
for my
cruise is
birthday.
easy. Yeah.
My birthday's in December. We went on a cruise. I don't remember where we went.
Well, it started in Florida. Oh, Bahamas.
Bahamas. I
Yeah,
think was it Norwegian? Oh, it doesn't
or
matter.
I think it was Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, it
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
matter. But it was fine. I think by then we were already spending a lot of time together. It was probably like 3 or 4 months into our dating relationship.
yeah.
We had a good time. Sean's fun. Like he has no problem like embarrassing himself. Like he did the belly flop competition and won like second place. He was carrying. I get motion sickness. It was a really bad storm. So it was a really good trip. I think if it was a bad trip, the relationship probably would have ended right after that trip.
Oh man, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just like, let's have fun. Belly flopping contest, sure. Enter me in a dance competition, sure. Oh, actually, that was the next one.
That was the next cruise.
Oh yeah.
See me. I hop on the dance floor in the heartbeat. I hop on the dance floor in the heartbeat.
Um,
Y'all been to 22 countries, 22 countries and counting. What's
Hmm.
some of y'all ways? What's some of y'all ways that y'all travel hack, if any? And then secondly, it would be how do you go about finding the destinations? Is it more so deals, or is it more so gut, or is it more so like I want to go here this year? This is where we going. How do
ooh.
y'all map? How do y'all navigate that? How y'all plan y'all trips to go to these different countries?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say it's a lot of each of those things.
Yeah, yeah. Like, it is. Oh, we should just go here. Like, we know we want to go to this place. The flight is not too expensive. Sometimes it's like I see a deal. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna buy this because we also have really flexible schedules, each of us. So we're not really in a lot of PTO, paid time off, and so we're not really beholden to our jobs as maybe other people are. And so we are able to have that flexibility of going where we want when we want to go. And we also try to lump countries together. As you see, sometimes like we're hitting more than one country at a time in order to save money because we already flew all the way over here. So we might as well just like hit this other country so that we don't have to do another 12-hour flight.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was one thing. Like, my big bucket list trip was always Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I knew that was going to happen and I was like really pushing for it. And then Christina was like, okay, well, let's do South Korea also. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're already there. And it was really easy just to
That's
hop
beautiful.
on and go do that.
Yeah.
How was the let's stay on Japan for a second since y'all brought it up.
Okay.
How was the Mario Kart experience?
The Mario Kart experience? Oh my gosh. Well, legally, we're not allowed to call it that. But yeah, it was really fun. It was probably one of the highlights of the trip. Like, I would say, you know, being in that low cart on the street was like surreal, and then like following this trail of like people just like going and turning, and like we had maneuvers where we're holding arms up and stuff. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And that was all Christina's planning.
Yeah, because if you are interested in doing, I forgot what they call it, monkey cart, whatever they call it
Monkey
there.
cart, yeah.
You have to have an international driver's license, and so
Ooh, noted.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
real easy. You just go to AAA.
We're going to Japan next year. That's
Oh
noted.
yeah,
There
it's
you
like
go.
I think it's like $20. You just go to AAA. You just need a passport photo, and you get it the same day. So it's not as elaborate as like an actual driver's license, but you do need a driver's license, y'all. Someone did ask me, oh, what if I don't have a driver's license? You do need a driver's license to get an international driver's license.
Yeah. But it was quick.
Yeah, we did the same day.
Actually, we need to get another one.
Yes.
We need to go do it again.
It only lasts a year.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Japan. We can stay on that for a second. I mean, I'm interested. What surprised you the most about Japan? Like, they say their technology is just, we just so far behind over here in the West.
I mean,
they had the umbrella thing that was really cool, where like you can borrow an umbrella. Like, we live in New York, so like if you get on a train here, you got to bring your umbrella, bring it on wet, unless you bring a bag. There, you can get to the train station. They have umbrellas you can borrow, and then you just drop it off at the stop that you get off at the train station.
Yep.
Come on.
I mean, that's one. I mean, another thing is like, oh man, I want to talk about so much. But culturally, they keep to themselves. They kind of just walk through the street, you do your own thing. There's some restaurants that are set up with dividers so you can eat solo, and like not be bothered. And in general, it's just very respectful and very kind. And that struck me as being like a really cool thing. If you're like kind of, you don't even have to be introverted, I would say, to enjoy that. It's just like this natural mind your business that we all appreciate. As New Yorkers, we know that minding your business is important, but we appreciate that about the Japanese people too. They generally just mind the business. As long as you ain't bothering them, no need to get in anybody's business.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody like just, well, I guess they used to tourists there, but different parts of Asian countries that y'all went to. And a lot of people get it misconstrued. I just think it's a fascination with people when they see you. They don't see too many people that look like you, and they want to take a picture with you. How was what you call that that paparazzi or celebrity type experience over there? Just genuine. Just hey,
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I didn't experience that in Japan, but I did experience it twice in Asia. Once in the first trip we took to Thailand together. I had been before, he had never been, and we were at a temple. And it was a Chinese tourist who came up to me and handed Sean their camera. And then Sean's like, Christina, move out the way. They're trying to take a picture in front of the thing. And I was like, no, they're trying to not. And then she went like this.
And I was like, okay.
On me.
Yeah.
She wanted a picture.
And I'm like, okay, I guess. I think I did actually take the
Yeah,
picture.
because you were so loose.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Okay. So I'm probably in somebody's portrait in their house on their wall.
We've caught people trying to sneak pictures of us before.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like generally we're just like, all right, this is happening, but I see you.
Yeah.
This is happening. And then I think somebody once asked me if I don't think they asked me if I played basketball, but it was something weird. It was something that made no sense. They're like, "Oh, what do you do? Like, are you a celebrity?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just like, I make websites. That's all I do." So that was interesting.
You should have told him, yeah.
Yeah, I am a celebrity. You know what?
You damn right you're a celebrity. Hey,
Yeah,
roaming the world is hey, if that's like American Gangster, man, that's a brand name. That's a brand name, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta keep going over there, man. But speaking of like Asian countries, not just Asian countries, but my next question is just like how do y'all handle like long flights? Like how do y'all handle it? Because some people I know they have a ritual of wearing compression socks. Just you know what I'm saying?
About me.
About the game.
Yeah, and the reason why I brought that up is because I took a short trip back home, and little did I know, apparently I caught a blood clot that dissolved.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I can only imagine now that I'm about to transition into going into Europe later on this week. I got the compression socks on deck. You know what I'm saying? So how do y'all handle long flights? Like are you more of a person that gets up a lot, or just try to take something to go to sleep? How do y'all handle these long flights?
Yeah, you can go first.
I mean, yeah, we're a little opposites on that too. I mean, I'm generally pretty like okay and like just generally chill. My biggest concern is trying to like sleep, like because I don't always get sleep on the flight, and sometimes it's critical to like when you're landing, it's like it's gonna be go time. It's like you need to carry the bags, we need to find the hotel, we need to get to the hotel. After we get to the hotel, we gotta do this, and like, we gotta do XYZ. And I'm like, yo, I'm tired, man. Shoot. I couldn't sleep on that plane. I had a little cramp in my stomach because the seats aren't always comfortable. So now I've taken to like trying to like position myself properly, get a pillow going somewhere. I think I've done the compression sock thing. I used to dress. I had a thing where I used to fly standby when I was a kid to go to Barbados. And I would always dress up nice because, I thought like, presentation mattered when I went to the airport. So I could wear anything on a plane. And when me and Christina got together slowly over time, she got me into like wearing sweatpants and like, very comfortable clothes so I could be more comfortable on the plane. But yeah, I'm easy when it comes to that.
Yeah. Okay. So he's saying, okay, this is gonna sound really this is not gonna make any sense to people, but I hate flying. And when I mean I hate flying deep within my soul. I get motion sickness, like I'm afraid of heights. So I have a very clear flight ritual in order for me to get through, especially anything longer than like 2 hours. I'm a compression socks, leggings, multiple layers. I always get a window seat. I bring snacks, I bring water. I tell people I'm prepared to be on an episode of Lost because that's how afraid I am. And so I have to be very comfortable. I never get up to use the bathroom. It doesn't. We flew all the way to Thailand. What was it? 12 hours to China, and I do not get up out that seat because. And so I bring everything I could possibly need. Also, in case we get stuck, like we are stuck on the plane, we haven't taken off. They can't give you water. Like I'm not gonna be starving or thirsty. And so yeah, that is the difference between how we fly.
Yeah, I mean, I remember one flight. I think I got up like 5 or 6 times. I
never get up.
I was like, when I gotta go, I gotta go.
Speaking of flights, like how has your anxiety been since all this been happening this year with planes going down?
Ooh.
How's your anxiety level been?
It hasn't increased because I've always been afraid something bad was going to happen, and there's a part of me that's very like rational. Like I get in a car, I ride the train. Like, um, if something's gonna happen, it's beyond my control.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think genuinely when we experience turbulence and stuff like that, I'm just like, okay, well, like everybody be going down with me, so like that's cool. Like I'm chilling. I'm like so okay with like those circumstances. I get panic attacks like before a trip now, really.
Mm.
Like I'd be stressed like, oh man, like is it okay that I'm taking this much time? Or like, oh, this is gonna be expensive. Oh man. I worry about stuff like that, but I don't worry about the actual action.
Gotcha. What's some of your ways? Because y'all been to so many different countries, and if y'all want to focus on one, that's fine.
Mhm.
But I'm very interested to know how y'all immerse yourself into a culture, right? The
Ooh.
local culture. It
Yeah,
seems like y'all go where the locals go, and that's why I respect y'all. Don't
yeah,
get me wrong, you know nothing wrong with hitting the tourist spots, but it seems like y'all completely, just immerse yourself in the culture wherever y'all go. I'll give you an example.
okay,
In Guatemala, when y'all went to Guatemala, the first thing that y'all did up from the plane was went from Guatemala City, to Antigua and took a walking tour,
yeah,
right? Not just walk around by yourself, but actually get with a local so they can tell you a little bit more and have a deeper understanding of where you're at in the culture.
yeah.
Can you dive into some of that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's one of my main intentions about traveling. Like, and I've gotten Sean into it too, and he generally enjoys it. Um, is to meet local people, to put money back into local people and their economy, in the while still being comfortable, right? Like, so you and earlier you were talking about hostels. Like to me, there are commercially or like chain hostels. We do stay in those, but sometimes we do stay in more local ones. But we get a private room, so we are able to have the best of both worlds. That also saves us money, as well, and cooking classes, food tours, all those are another good way to immerse yourself in a culture, right? Food is culture. And we're very lucky that we don't have any stomach issues. We can eat whatever, as you've probably seen on our channel, that we've eaten camel and iguana, and Sean's eaten
Turtle.
like, and we've eaten turtle. Sean's eaten what was it called?
The beetle?
He's eaten a beetle. We've eaten balut.
Yeah.
Like we are willing to also try anything, even if it's not our cup of tea. I'm also willing to try food that I don't like in the U.S. because sometimes it is better in another country.
Yeah.
And so I think we've learned so much from local people, things that we do at home now, the ways we eat at home now too. And I just think it's really important. Or to me, it would just feel like I'm not someplace else. Like I know people who only like stay on resorts. To me, that feels like you can be anywhere. Then it doesn't really feel like you're in another country or you're someplace that you've never experienced before. And that if they want to do that, that's fine because we stay at resorts. But if you see, we tend to stay on like the last 1 or 2 days because I've
Yeah.
run Sean ragged. As you said, we do. It's very
Yeah.
true. I'm like, we have to get to the hotel, we have to check in or drop our bags off, change our clothes, and we have something to do. Because we still are working full time and we have limited time to enjoy this place and to experience this place, whether those are good experiences or experiences we're learning from, like how I did a really bad fail in Guatemala with that drink because I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I'll just add on that I'm not gonna preach like yes theory, but saying yes to things that might make you a little bit uncomfortable
Mm.
is like, you know, it normally ends up positive. Either you learn that you like something or you learn that you didn't like something. And most of the time, I find that I like the things. Like
Did you like that bug?
that beetle, aside from the juiciness of it, it was fine. It was roasted. I mean, like if I know something's not gonna hurt me, I'm generally gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
So yeah, be
So
open.
how do we could dive into the hostels now.
I
Hey,
know you want to talk about it.
oh yeah, I want to talk about the hostels now, because the reason why I want to bring it up, I want to debunk hostels.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm,
Yeah.
because honestly, right, most people, we telling our age here, folks, but most
Mhm.
people that grew up when Hostel came out,
Yeah.
they was like, I'm not staying in no hostel. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good. But it just seems like the people that I talk to, it just seems like it you meet people like the same wavelength and the same vibe as you in the hostel. Like it just seems like it's just a good vibe.
Mhm.
Can you dive into just, as much as y'all want to dive into that hostel world, and um did you have any hesitation like when you first started doing hostels, or that's
Yeah.
kind of always, always been the
Hmm.
way y'all travel?
Uh,
Did you stay at a hospital before you met me?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I was scared of the movie too.
Yeah. So I stayed at my first hostel when I went to meet my friend in Argentina, and that's when I saw that. Oh, okay. Like there was families staying there, like with their babies. You could. That's why I learned you can get a room with 2 people or 16 people, and that there's common spaces and that there's community events, so you get to meet people. So that's how I experienced hostels. And then like obviously I knew how much it cost, and so then when Sean and I started traveling, I introduced him to hostels with private rooms. We've never stayed in a shared room. We are staying in our first shared room. We're going on a Virgin cruise, and we're flying into Athens. And Sean's mom is coming with us, and so we got a shared hostel room. So it's actually we're introducing his mom to the hostel life. So we'll probably
Yeah.
record about that so she can give an honest like Caribbean mom a review.
Yeah. I mean, the shared hostel experience, I mean, like in general, like the hostels that we went to so far with the private rooms, sometimes the bathroom would be outside and stuff like that. But I mean, it's just generally a lot cheaper than hotels and almost no decline in like what I think what people don't get is that like there's still service staff going through and cleaning these places,
Mm-hmm.
they're still, checking for bugs and all sorts of things. And, people are generally very respectful and kind when they go on in these trips, and some of them form friendships there that go way past, just the trip
Mm-hmm.
that they're on. So I haven't had a bad experience yet with a hostel, really. I was a little bit shell shocked at first, but then, I got over it. It's just like, okay, there's a common space and there's a private space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Gotcha,
So,
gotcha.
yeah.
I do know one. If y'all could share some of the site, it's only one that I know that I've looked up myself personally. Hostel World.
Mm-hmm.
For people to look up for hostels. Any others that people should any other sites y'all recommend or apps y'all recommend for people looking for hostels, or just
Um,
booking.com
Yeah,
or
I just use booking.com. That's the only one that I use. I've done in the past, or sometimes I'll look it up on like Booking or Hostel World, and I'll book directly through the website. Because also sometimes it's cheaper to book through the website. Oh, you'll get an extra perk, like you'll get free breakfast or like a pickup or something like that too if you book directly through the hostel's website.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Hmm.
Let's shift gears into like self discovery.
Hmm.
I'm very interested to get both of y'all perspectives, and then your perspective as a couple as well. What has travel taught you about yourself that nothing else could?
Hmm.
You go first.
Yeah, you want to think about it?
No,
Okay.
I know mine, but you can go first.
Okay. I would say travel taught me that I'm a bit more dependable than I thought. I mean, I'm always having uh, concerns when it comes to going to another country and driving, for example. That was a very scary thing for me. When we did our Barbados trip, I drove for the first time in Barbados, and I've been going to Barbados since I was a little kid. But my mom was afraid to drive. My dad would occasionally like get in accidents, when he was in Barbados.
Both
So
his parents are Bayesian.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Um, so I was really nervous about it, but it turned out fine. And I actually am not a bad driver when it comes to being in other countries. I just adjust to Christina's in the is always near the sidewalk. Okay, keep her on the sidewalk. Keep her on the sidewalk. Once or twice, I might have turned into the wrong lane, but it was only for a second, so we were good. We were good. I always take it slow, so I know that you know, there's no risk of being in an accident like that.
Mhm.
And then we also try not to drive at night. But but yeah. So just that I'm a little bit more dependable than I give myself credit for.
That's a good one. I would say that I can do hard things. I go to these other places and I want to do as much as possible, and it puts me out of my comfort zone. So like, um, when we went to Guatemala and we hiked the volcano and slept overnight on the volcano in the freezing cold, like I knew that we wouldn't be able to do that 6 hour hike. But I found an alternative and we still were able to hike for like an hour. And it was still hard. It was hard because of the elevation, because of the dust, because we were carrying too much damn water. Um,
Oof.
but I still did it.
Mhm.
And
Right.
it's something that I'm really proud of. It's something that I want other people to feel as well. Like you can do things within your limitations. So you could do hard things with an asterisk, right? And so that's something that I've learned about myself. And also, let me add another one. I learned, and I think you should add this too, that I love solo travel. So like I like traveling with Sean because he does whatever I wanted to do. And it's good to have companionship, but I also enjoy being in countries and experiencing things alone because it is different than traveling with a friend or a partner.
Yeah, yeah.
It opens you more up to interactions. People are more open to you and more willing to talk to you. That's how I've met a lot of people because I've been solo. And for those listening, I do stay in hostels while I'm solo traveling as well. So it's not just because I feel more comfortable because Sean's with me.
Gotcha, gotcha. 22 countries. 22 countries. I won't do 5. I won't do top 5. But
Oh,
Top. Okay. We'll
I'm
each do one. Okay. Do
gonna
you
do
want to go
top
first?
7. I'm gonna do top 7.
Top 7.
Yeah, extra
I
cool.
think I don't even know how many countries we've been to. So
I'm looking at the map in the back.
okay, one of mine is Vietnam. I loved Vietnam. I've been to Thailand 3 times, and I always said that Southeast Asia, Thailand's my favorite, but I think Vietnam is like pushing it up. If you love pho, they have fried pho.
Hmm.
Fried pho. I'm just saying.
Hmm. All right, I'll start with the lower ones. We really enjoy Mexico in general. We've been to Puerto Vallarta and Tulum,
Yeah.
right? So, and I mean, we didn't really get to experience Cancun, but I guess we technically
Probably to
been there too.
Cancun.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, prices are amazing, and also, I mean, the people are very nice.
Yeah.
We didn't. I can't think of a bad experience we really had when it comes to people in
Yeah.
Mexico. And we had a lot of experiences there.
Yeah.
From jumping in cenotes to
Oh,
to
the Vespa. We
to
rented the
off-roading. Oh
Vespa.
yeah. The Vespa rides. I was scared to do that too. I didn't want to ride the Vespa, and we were riding on these dirt roads with all the
In the
bumps,
rain.
and I was just like, I figured it out. We didn't die, although Christina was screaming, but we didn't die. So that's a good one.
Okay.
Next one.
Third, in no particular order, Morocco. We went to Morocco. So
Oh,
that is
Africa.
the country that kicked off roaming. We went there for a honeymoon after our wedding, and I was like, oh, we should record this. And Morocco, between the hamam, the food, oh, we had this eggplant dish. We still don't know what it's called, but Morocco, 100%.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my
Four.
easy. I'm take my easy one. I'm taking Japan.
Oh, I knew you
I'm
were
taking
gonna say
Japan. If I don't have time to think, I'm just like Japan. It's the one. Yeah, culturally can't be beat. Also, if you want to be cheap and like do a capsule hotel, you could do that
Oh, we
too.
did say
You
that.
you have so many options. It has something for everybody. You want to do the rural experience, you could do that. You want to do the city experience, you could do that. I can't sell it hard enough. And it's not just about being a nerd. It's
Yeah.
like it's about like
I might be able to convince you to move to Japan, man, because Japan actually has a program right now where you can get a house for
Oh yeah,
Very good price. Very good price. Over there.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah,
Y'all should look into it. Yeah, for real.
yeah. No, they're actually encouraging people
Like
to
in
come
the
and live
rural
there
parts
now.
of Japan. Yeah, they
Yeah,
want you there. Yep. Hmm.
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
They're in a bit of a population crisis, so
Mm.
they need people. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Is this our last one? Number 5?
You got where y'all at? That was four,
That was
five.
We
3.
did
Yeah,
4.
you got 3 more.
Oh, we have
Three
3 more. Oh, okay. 5, 5, 5. Um, 5. Oh, St. Lucia. I have to say St. Lucia.
Oh
We
man.
got married in St. Lucia. Um, we got engaged in St. Lucia and then came back and had a destination wedding in St. Lucia. St. Lucia is beautiful. Another place where like the locals are wonderful. The food is good. St. Lucia.
Oh man. I'm gonna be cheap and piggyback off of that.
What are you gonna
After,
say? Grenada.
yeah,
You were gonna say
I
after
Grenada.
was
St.
waiting. I was waiting on it. I was waiting.
After St. Lucia, we went to Grenada, and if that wasn't one of the best trips, I don't know. The people were so good. I mean, we also did like a little trip over to Carriacou,
Hmm.
and we took a boat ride all over the place. And I really want to encourage people to go to Grenada because I mean they got hit hard by the hurricane. You know, the guy who took us on the boat tour lost his boat,
Yeah.
and now they're rebuilding his boat. So they had a GoFundMe and they had that going. So like, I want to encourage people really like the people there are some of the nicest people I've ever met. Like I know we say that about a lot of places, but these people are above and beyond. They don't bother you for nothing. They don't come up to you and try and sell you anything on the beach. They are just chilling the whole time.
Yeah.
Top notch experience. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You
okay.
got to say Thailand.
Okay.
For you,
Number 7 is Thailand. It
yeah.
has to be Thailand. I've been there 3 times. But more specifically, I would say Chiang Mai. I love the north of Thailand. I feel like Bangkok, if it's your first time, could be very intimidating. It's very busy. And I would recommend if you want city, Chiang Mai, if you want the beach, obviously go down to maybe Khao Samui. But the
Phuket too.
Phuket, that's kind of busy though. Um, and the food, my favorite dish in all of Thailand is from the north. Khao soy, it's a curry chicken noodle soup. It's so good. So that would be number 7.
That sound awesome. That sound awesome. Thailand just seems like it's a mystical place because everybody that I know that's been there, they like is always in that top 5. Period.
Yeah.
Period. No
I
matter
mean,
what.
the pricing can't be beat too. I mean, listen, we live in the real world. Money is a big problem. Money's a big
Mhm.
part of the equation. So I think
That's why I said
yeah,
Vietnam.
yeah,
Vietnam was even more inexpensive for us
yeah,
than Thailand.
yeah. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
I'm about to hit y'all with something on a deeper level.
What?
What does Rome in the world with you mean to you on
Oh.
a
Ooh.
deeper level? You think about Rome in the world with you. I want you to think on a deeper level. What does it truly mean to you? Rome in the world with you.
I mean, it was really just like we came together. It was another like cementing of our bond. When we first like started this journey, and I think like it's it's massive in scope, right? Like this could go on forever. We could explore a new country until, and then we want to go back to places. Like it is just the all encompassing thing that we're doing is exploring the world together and being open to new experiences. Um, and that's really what we want to do. But we also want to encourage people that look like us to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of layers to the messaging, but yeah.
No, I think that's perfect. Yeah, it's an hour thing, like roaming the world with I'm roaming the world with you, Sean, right? And you're roaming
Yeah.
the world with me, Christina, and we're also roaming the world with our friends and our family who randomly was like, oh, I saw this thing, kind of like you did, that you did this thing and it was so cool, and our other people who like our content, as well. And then yeah, when you're talking about people who look like us, not only like look like us as Black people, but also who look like us as people who don't live in skinny bodies, right? Like we don't necessarily talk about it very clearly, but there are aspects of the reason why we why we travel carry on. We can't buy clothes in Southeast Asia if we don't have luggage. We're gonna be naked. And that is important as well, to be representative of people who share our identities in many different ways. And so not only roaming with each other, but we're roaming with you all, our audience.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Has there ever, and I don't want to throw shade at no country, but um
I know
I gotta ask though. I gotta ask. Has there ever been a place that didn't live up to y'all expectation, or and how did that impact y'all? Like,
yeah.
not necessarily in a sense. Maybe it wasn't the aesthetic, but just the you were so hyped up to go, and then when you got there, you was like, yeah, it really didn't live up to my expectation.
Hmm.
I feel like we might blame ourselves for not giving the country the right opportunity to knock us off our feet sometimes. But oh man, I don't want to even
I don't know what country you're talking about.
well, I haven't seen much of Bahamas, right? Like I don't know anything about the Bahamas. I can't say too negative or too positive. We stayed on the beach, the people were cool, but really there's no experience that really was like, crazy there.
Yeah.
We saw the Atlantis Hotel.
That's a good one, because I would never remember that I went to the Bahamas. So that's actually a really good one.
Yeah. We spent time there. We were there for a whole day at least. And then we went to another island too. I don't remember a thing. And it's a really popular travel destination. So maybe it's just us not giving them the opportunity to be great. But
I would say for me, a place that I have no desire to go back is Argentina, Buenos Aires to be specific. It was the only place I've ever
I was
felt.
waiting for you to bring that up because we on the same vibe. We on the same wavelength.
Okay, good. It was the only place I've ever felt unsafe, and I live here in New York. Like I rarely feel unsafe someplace. But I felt really unsafe there. I felt uncomfortable and unwanted in Buenos Aires, and I wouldn't. Maybe if somebody paid me, it would have to be a lot of money. Like, I would have to have a private driver, but I would never go back.
For those that don't know the history of Argentina, I'll just speak on it briefly.
Yeah.
After World War II, a lot of the Germans, the Nazis, neo-Nazis were able to escape before they were captured or imprisoned in Germany, and they migrated to South America, i.e. Argentina. That's where they settled down at. And what she's alluding to is that type of mentality is still there in a sense, in that country.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
me and my
saying
friend
don't
were
go to Argentina.
followed. I've never been followed in another country.
Yep.
Yeah, they were kissing at us, like telling us to give them kisses. I've never experienced that in all the years I've been a woman in any other country, even here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'll say we're part of a Black travel Reddit, and one of the things in that group is like what spaces feel safe, what spaces don't feel safe, and just like saying like, is it okay as a Black person to go here? Will I be treated with respect? And that's a lot of times I love to tell people, absolutely, yes, you will be. I can't speak on Argentina, but but yeah, but yeah, there are some places out there that is still adjustments to be made and work that needs to be done. So we want to break down some of those walls too, but listen, small steps.
But we're also going to those places as American tourists, and then that is different. One as a tourist, and then also as an American tourist.
That blue book powerful. Even though they might not like you, they gonna make you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there's some places we go in our own country that don't feel safe. So listen. And we live in New York. you know, safety is an abstract concept, to us, because I could, anything could happen in New York.
Facts.
Well, it's our what's the word? Our what's the word? Like things that are weird to like we're like, oh, that's normal. Like
Yeah.
oh, some person, oh, whatever.
Oh yeah, there's a guy sleeping on the street. That's cool. That's cool. That man tired. That's
Yeah, we have a high tolerance. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm
We
a
have a
little, I'm
high.
a little, I'm a little, I'm a little love y'all, man. I'm a little jealous. Little jealous about y'all destination y'all reside in, man. Them damn deals coming out of
Don't.
NYC and jail.
Too expensive. Don't come.
Ah, man. Speaking of, we can stay on that for a while too. Like, do y'all have like a dedicated airline that you travel with, or is more so deal, and that's the airline that's gonna be flying to that country?
Well, listen, we could be bought. If they want to approach us, listen.
It's whatever's cheaper. We've flown. That is one of our most popular videos. Is so North Airlines. It's a budget airline. We flew it to the UK, and it's a Spirit. Like when I say they don't give you water and they say swallow your spit, they say swallow your spit. Like so, yeah, we fly whatever's cheaper. We tend to lean towards Delta, but that's only because I fly for work. And so it's just easy to keep with Delta.
Yeah.
But obviously, if we go to Caribbean, it's JetBlue. So we really just whatever's cheaper and whichever dates are cheaper.
Yeah.
I rode that yellow bus for a long time until I moved to Nebraska. You hear me? Well, I was right. I went everywhere in that yellow bus. You hear me?
Listen, they're experiencing hard times.
I'm not an affiliate, but shout out to Spirit Airlines. Shout out to Spirit.
I haven't flown Spirit in years. I'm not against it, but I haven't done it in years.
Yeah, it's gotten better over the years. I've never had a bad experience with them. So I don't know.
I used to favor JetBlue.
Oh,
JetBlue used to be my jam, but and actually they're still okay. During the pandemic, some things changed, but they're still fine. Yeah, they go directly to Barbados, and that was one of the things, like, because I just kept going.
Yeah.
So,
and if we're in country, another country, fly whatever the local. We're not picky.
Oh yeah, Vietnam Airlines was actually pretty good.
As long as you get me there.
Yeah. Navigating Europe has not been easy. I'm gonna be honest. Trying to get from these 3 locations. So, for those that don't, your boy about to turn that big 3-5 in a few days, and I'll be doing that Europe tour and navigating Europe, like getting from country to country is pretty interesting. Some of these airlines and just the way the interface is to book, is what I mean. It's a little different than what you experience somewhere else. So, but no, I'm super excited, and I want to share this statistic with y'all. And I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but 12% of African Americans in America travel, and that's rather that be domestic or international. Internationally, right? It's only 2%, African American men and 5% African American women. Domestically, when you dive into that 12% domestically, the men only travel 3% domestically, and then 9% with the women. So, like, for the ones that for people that just found out about this platform, just found out about y'all through this episode, and again, I'll give them time to share out all their social handles as well, y'all, and y'all already know their information is going to be in the show notes for y'all to click. But they just starting to learn about travel, and they're interested in exploring, whether that be domestic or international. What would you tell to that person that's on the fence right now, listening to our experiences, listening to how travel changed y'all? What would you tell that person that's on the fence right now, that's that's kind of ready to get out there, but they just need that push? What would be your message to them?
2. 1, don't let because you said this earlier, don't let other people's opinions of a place, whether that's domestically, internationally, sway you from going there. Do your own research. Be mindful that there's also travel advisories against people coming to the United States. So be smart and don't let other people sway you if you really want to do it. Um, and two, you don't have to go big. You can, if you've never been someplace, go stay at do a staycation. Go stay at the hotel. I don't know, 10 miles from where you're from, or like if you live more, like in the suburbs, go into the main city and stay at a hotel there. Start small so you can one maybe you've never checked into a hotel before. Like do those small steps so you know what it's like. If you've never flown before, fly to another state. Fly 2 hours, then 4 hours, then 6 hours, so you can experience what it's like. So it's not as scary and as frightening as it may seem. Also, I said two, but I'm doing three. There's tons of resources out there, right? Like between TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, blogs, like you can find travel with me. Oh, this is what it's like to get on a plane. Oh, this is what type of bags I need. Oh, this is what I need for my passport. Like use the plethora of social media to figure out what you need.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say definitely start small. I mean, even as a New Yorker, sometimes we just want to get out of the city, the hustle bustle, so we'll go upstate, and that's an easy trip that doesn't even take that much to do. Um, and if money is a concern, you know, you can obviously, listen, I know people who don't travel who got nice expensive shoes, jackets, watches, the newest console, the $3,000 computer, uh there are things that you can scale back so that you can afford it and you can give yourself that margin that you need.
That's a good one.
So absolutely, I think it's within reach more than you think, right?
That's a good one.
More than you think,
Yeah.
for sure. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. Y'all heard it here first, man, and y'all make sure again. I'm gonna keep pumping this couple. Y'all make sure that y'all go follow them. All of y'all information is gonna be in the show notes, but I also want to take this time for y'all to blast out any information. How can we follow you? How can we support y'all moving forward?
Yeah, roaming the world with you on Instagram and TikTok, Xtina and Sean on YouTube, but it's also youtube.com/roaming the world with you. So we got a little brand synergy. We do have a website that we'll update soon enough. That's normally the last thing to get updated,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's anything I'm forgetting? TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
That's it. Follow
Website.
us.
Yeah.
We're going to Europe too this in the next few days. We're going on a Virgin Voyages cruise around Greece and Turkey. And so stay tuned for that content.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look out for the
yeah,
stories.
and they're gonna keep bringing dope content, and again, just like I told y'all, I really do appreciate y'all for coming on the platform, blessing this platform with your presence,
Thank you.
with your experiences, with your stories, and you family now. So
Oh,
you family now. So I'm looking forward to collaborating with y'all in the future as well. And this has been great. If y'all haven't gotten anything from this episode, just know that when it comes to just having a genuine compassion for travel, a genuine compassion to be authentic and to immerse yourself in the culture, these two individuals, are just, in my opinion, in the space that we're in, is top notch when it comes to content and authenticity. So again, I appreciate y'all.
thank
I appreciate
you. Thank you for inviting us.
more
Thank you for
flowers.
having us. And thank you for sharing like your platform and showcasing and uplifting travelers who don't normally get to have this space and this conversation.
Oh yeah, definitely. No problem, no problem. And y'all already know my motto, y'all. Y'all already know my motto. I'll see y'all at the top because the bottom is just too crowded. Peace. I'll see y'all around the world.